Let's turn now to biotech. Take a look at Novartis. Shares are higher this morning after releasing new data for the company's breast cancer drug, reporting that it lowered the risk of recurrence by 25% for patients in a recent trial who were diagnosed at an early stage. Joining us now in a first on CNBC interview from the ASCO conference, Novartis CEO Vas Narasimhan. Vas, great to have you with us.
Great to be here, Melissa.
Tell us what this means for somebody who has this diagnosis at an early stage.
Look, this is groundbreaking, we believe practice-changing data for women with breast cancer. This medicine targets, already was approved for women with metastatic breast cancer. But what we did here is we studied the medicine in 5,000 patients who had early breast cancer. So these are patients at the early stage of the disease. And the goal is to treat them to prevent the recurrence of their cancer. What we found is we could reduce the recurrence by 25%, very consistent data in patients who are both at intermediate and high risk. And we think this will allow us to access a very large market, double the size of any of our competitors, and really make this into one of the largest medicines in Novartis' portfolio.
In terms of treatment at an early stage, often tumors are removed surgically. Does that mean that then likely using this therapy that it won't spread, that it ends there for a significant percentage of women?
Well, that's the goal. I mean, right now what happens with these, for women with early breast cancers, you undergo surgical resection, and historically you had hormone therapy to prevent the recurrence of the cancer. But what we know is a third to a half of women will have their cancer recur in the next 20 years. So what this medicine does when added on top of endocrine therapy reduces that risk by 25%, and we hope to continue to show that this will also improve the overall survival for these women. And that's why it's such important data. It's going to change the way we care for women with early breast cancer in the U.S. and around the world, which will be important for clinical practice, but also a very large business opportunity for the company.
Speaking of which, the conversation quickly turns to pricing these days, and also this view as to whether or not we're sort of exiting the tunnel regarding price regulation in this country. Are we?
You know, right now we're in an interesting moment when it comes to drug pricing in the United States. I mean, we believe the U.S., the reason you have such a vibrant pharmaceutical marketplace is because the free market really works in the United States. And while we need to continue to improve patient affordability at the pharmacy counter, list prices aren't really showing you the real story, because we know that pharmacy benefit managers capture 50 to 70% of the value of that list price. Now, unfortunately, the recent legislation, IRA, brings into the policy environment now what we think of as price setting after a fixed period of time. That's something we're working hard as an industry to try to get fixed. And we also hope that Congress will take up PBM reform, pharmacy benefit manager reform, so that we get a more sensible system. Patients can afford their medicine, but of course biopharmaceutical companies can get the returns they need to continue to innovate and create medicines like Kisqali, like we're discussing today.
You said the market was going to be very big. Can you put a number to that, Vas, for Kisqali?
You know, Kisqali, we believe the early breast cancer market is in the $5 to $7 billion plus range. Kisqali already is trending to be a $3 billion plus medicine in the metastatic setting. So this could be a very significant medicine over time. So we're really excited that we can bring this to so many early breast cancer patients.